My name is Stephen Kelly. I work at PubMatic on the advertiser solutions team, focused on brand marketer partnerships. Yeah, definitely. I mean, AI is a kind of a blanket term. Agents is kind of a new thing. Agents are very specifically trained to accomplish specific tasks. So rather than like general AI, this is very focused, project-based work. And we've built at PubMatic a few different agents that specialize in different parts of the media buying process, from media planning with audience and inventory to trafficking, buying, and optimizing, as well as the post-campaign analytics, reporting, and those types of things. So kind of taking some of the heavy lifting to media buying to free up marketers to be more strategic and get more out of their media buying campaigns. It's kind of an ecosystem of agents there. PubMatic is built off of about 20 years of helping publishers monetize their online inventory. So at this point, we've got kind of a ubiquitous access to the programmatic ecosystem. And we've built these agents to take advantage of that direct supply path, to be able to buy and manage all of those media campaigns directly from the source. These agents, you can speak to them in natural language. So it's just like you're kind of instant messaging your friend, but they're doing kind of sophisticated programmatic work on the back end that would be kind of in a platform where you would need to kind of look at a lot of different data sets. These agents can kind of help automate that for you and kind of get a lot done very quicker. So it kind of frees you up to be a little more strategic. Yeah, I think some of this is scary. I think, when people see automation and AI, they think it's going to take their jobs. I like to remind people that Microsoft Excel did not take any accountants' jobs. These are tools, and humans are still in the center of all of this. There's strategic humans make the decisions to put the tools in motion. There's human overrides and human checkpoints all along the way to make sure that things are happening the way they should and things look correctly. But there are a lot of tasks in the media buying programmatic ecosystem right now that are kind of inhibited by the workload that it would take to get things done. There's a lot of disparate siloed pieces of information that can't always talk together. There's things that take a long time that all of this should be speeding up. So in a perfect world, you're able to kind of access a lot of different data sets, inventory sets, automate some of those processes to get everything done. And it frees you up to be a more strategic human on the back end and say, this is the effect of what we can do, and this is what we should be doing moving forward, and being educated about what's happening in between. I think anybody that's been skeptical of AI, the more they use it, feel less intimidated. We get a lot of positive feedback just from the giant leap forward that we've taken so far. It's very amazing that you can just kind of chat to an agent and have a live programmatic campaign within minutes. There's still a lot that I think marketers can do with this advancement that we haven't necessarily figured out yet. I think we're going to kind of build that together. But I would say give it a shot, see what's going on. Not a lot. I think there's a lot of, marketers already have a lot of kind of the key pillars built in place already. With PubMatic's Agentic OS, you can get started straight away by working directly with us. We can kind of give you the connections and I think from there's things that you can build on top to be more bespoke to your organization. But there's a pretty low barrier to get started. I think this is all very new. I think there's brands that are still trying to kind of have an AI point of view or a plan of attack. But a lot of it, because it's all changing so quickly, I think kind of getting out there and trying it is the best step forward. We have a couple of programs at PubMatic that have been kind of educating about the use of AI and where we're at and how that can work for programmatic advertising. So there's education tools out there that we're happy to help with. But yeah, I think a lot of this comes with learn with doing. Like the first time you used ChatGPT was a lot different than the last time that you've used it, That's part of why at PubMatic we've really kept a human override or human checkpoint all throughout the process. Nothing really gets away from you. You can ask it to do certain tasks. It'll send you back status and suggestions. So in that sense, it's really kind of automating the parts of the programmatic buying process that are monotonous and time consuming, while enabling you to kind of sit back and say, okay, what should the next step be from my perspective, and making that kind of action point quicker. I think getting started, this is all very new, and getting people trying it and understanding, I think this is a kickstart, but there's a lot to be done on the individual brand side. Brands are all different, and KPIs and businesses are all different, and how you can use this new tool to push your business, I think is a journey that we're taking together with brands. Stay relevant in 2026. I'm always a big fan of brands understanding themselves, being self-aware with kind of their value proposition and being authentic, and getting out there and getting started. Try all the new tools, and yeah, good luck. We're here to help. I mean, it's so helpful. Like, I was just on holiday, so suggestions, organizing. But I think as well, sometimes we get large data sets, and it's just kind of figuring out what the trends are. I could spend an hour kind of looking and teasing things, whereas it can kind of very quickly show you some trends and analyses.